Do you enjoy meaningless banter, casual armchair psychiatry and impractical advice, random unrelated topics with little consistency, a severe lack of radio professionalism? Well, you're in luck. Red and Water are about to unleash a tidal wave of mediocrity upon your unsuspecting ears. Brace yourself for what's to come in this episode of The Redwater Show. Welcome to the Redwater Show, where I, your host, Water, see how long it takes for my girlfriend to wake up from my dulcet tones. Yes.
And I'm Mr. Red.
Hello, Mr. Red. How are you this fine after whatever time? Oh, dear.
Oh my goodness, it is just absolutely blazing hot over here.
Yes, we've been having some weather fluctuations in this area too, I do believe. It's been hot, it's been cold, it's been yes and no, in and out, and up and down, and... yeah, Katy Perry.
Is it
What?
It's inverted as well. I was going to say it is inverted as well, but then you said Katy Perry, so... Oh, you already said it for me.
Yeah. So, let's see... This is the Redwater Show, and we are coming to you live at a little before 2 p.m. Pacific. However, you know, that song ended, and it's such a great song that we have to start right after it. I couldn't play something else after that.
We love Devin Townsend.
Yeah, Devin Townsend, Heavy Devy. He's playing here tomorrow, and I'm not seeing him, unfortunately.
I thought you were Mr. Water.
I have a raid and I have an essay, 2 essays in fact, which I should be doing right now. But I'm doing this show. So
the show's more important.
Yeah, pretty much. And on this fine show, we've got, I'm going to do a quick little, we're going to do a little thingamajig on some games, especially Rage, which I just finished. Yeah. And I might talk about a certain event I went to a couple days ago. And then we got a nice selection of Yahoo Answers. Not as many as usual, but they're high quality, in my opinion.
Very nicely.
Yep. We've got TV Roundup Part III. And I've got some interesting news to share with y'all about that. And yes, there was a new show that aired last week, Man Up, so I'll be talking about that. We've got My Immortal, some... good short chapters
of the greatest love story ever written.
Chapter 13 now, aren't we? Yeah. And a new segment, which I thought up and subsequently Red totally ruined. A blind album exchange. And we will be sharing our thoughts on that and how Red managed to ruin it towards the end of the show. Yeah.
Fine. I still have an unbiased opinion, so I'm keeping my opinion that I held prior to me ruining it.
Okay. So you can interact with the Redwater Show by emailing redwater.show@gmail.com, which you should do because we didn't get any email this week either. Still only 2 total. You can find our website with archives and resources on the topics and music at redwatershow.podomatic.com. Also on the Podomatic site, we have links to the live stream. This show airs live on Mondays from 2 to 3 p.m. Pacific time. Hooray! Plus otherwise noted on the events page. In addition, we are also posting episodes on my YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/xexyzl. So, recent stuff. I about a week ago, actually shortly after the last show, when we were talking about games and Rage.
Rage!
I told you, you know, like, you were like, tell me when you get, like, an hour in. And I was like, I'm 10 hours in. And you're like, alright, well, tell me when you finish.
Well, because it seemed like you were going so slow through it, like, you were just like,
I was
so
going
far
pretty
it's just
slow.
Borderlands and Fallout.
I believe I did miss some stuff, but still, I was pretty much dragging it out. I did as much as I could that I could conceivably find. I'm sure there was stuff I was missing, but it took me, on the whole, 13 hours, about 13 or 14 hours.
Only 13-hour game.
Yeah, on normal. I went and restarted it on Nightmare, and it's somewhat more challenging, but I'm only at the beginning, and I kind of lost interest because I have to sit through all the story stuff again. But overall, it was pretty fun, although I don't know, it felt a bit misleading. Like, I thought it was going to be more open-worldy or something, or more, I don't know, less story-driven. Like, there are side missions, but there's not very many side missions. I would have preferred a lot more side missions. And they're supposed to be, like, this dude at the beginning tells you, like, oh, there are sewers all over the wasteland, and if you go in them, you could kill mutants and get their stuff. But there was only 2 sewers, I believe, in the entire game, as far as I could remember. Maybe I missed all of them, but I was under the impression there was going to be a lot of sewers. And I only found that one at the beginning, and then there's another one that's part of a story mission. So, but, I mean, it was fun for what it was. It's got some good guns, some good gunplay, some good mic noise from you moving your mic. Yep. I don't know how much you played. You said you played a little bit of it, right?
Yeah, I played it. I played at the Intel LAN Fest last week, and somewhat last week, and it was pretty fun. They were mostly trying to showcase like mice handling and this really funky mechanical keyboard, but overall, it was pretty entertaining because really the most innovative thing about Rage was how enemies respond to how you shoot them. Like, it's not just crumple ragdoll physics. It's, you shoot them in the shoulder, they grab their shoulder but try to keep running at you, or they'll hobble on their legs if you shoot out their kneecaps.
I noticed that to some extent, although I was mostly just trying to do headshots and stuff, and it was generally like, at least for most later enemies, you shoot them in the head, and like their helmet pops off, and then you shoot them in the head again, and they die. That was generally what I was doing. I mean, I guess I'd have to go back and check, but I think that kind of stuff is in there.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd recommend paying full price for it. At least, well, I don't know. I guess I wasn't expecting much, and it was enjoyable. So, you can judge it from there. Another cool game I played recently was Saturday. I went. My girlfriend dragged me to Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring in concert.
Oh yeah, that concert.
Yeah, and that was actually pretty awesome. There was a lot of people there. I thought there was going to be less people, but basically what it was they had a full concert or a orchestra and choir and a boys' choir, and so there's like 200 or so musicians, and they're up on the stage, and they had a projector, like 3 projectors, projecting this big 60-foot Fellowship of the Ring just behind them, and it was like a dialogue and effects only mix with subtitles. So you could hear the voices and the sound effects, but when the music got really loud, you couldn't really hear much, so that's why they had the subtitles. It was pretty baller.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's like a pseudo live action version of Lord of the Rings.
It would be like a silent film, kind of like the old silent films where they had like the orchestra playing along to the movie, live, and it was kind of like that. Although it obviously had dialogue and stuff. So, but it was cool.
A little bit like pre-talkie-ish kind of.
Yeah, and they had these like 3 laptops set up in the front, advertising Lord of the Rings Online, and I was like, cool. So I grabbed these like 2 promo cards they gave me with like free goodies, and I went home and installed it, and I played like 10 minutes of it as a dwarf, and it's World of Warcraft. That's all I could say. It's just literally like World of Warcraft, but like clumsier and rougher around the edges. Not really a fair assessment. I only played it 10 minutes, but like the controls and the graphics were kind of clunky or weird or something. I might play a little more. It is free to play, which is why I bothered. So, but yeah, that's been my last week or so. Do you have anything to share?
Not much. Just saving up. I'll be heading out to Disneyland this weekend for the Halloween events. Disneyland, yeah. For a buddy of mine's birthday, and when I get back, hopefully, I'll be in time to do a show on Monday, definitely.
Yeah, if I'm awake. Really need to start going to bed earlier. By the way,
you do.
Your mic's not sounding. Your connection quality's not so great. You might want to start recording in case. But something like last week happens. Yeah.
Alrighty.
Sorry, bro. So let's get to the Yahoo Answers.
Damn Yahoo Answers, huh?
I will read the first question. Moshi asks, how old to get a part-time job? So I'm 11 years old, but I look like I'm about 13 or 14 years old, and I'm about 5'7". Smiley face. I really want to get a part-time job, but how? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Is it considered like child labor for a child of a certain age to be working like, I just want to be like a waitress, or just work at the counter of like a cake shop or something? So please, what do I do? Smiley face. My dad's parents used to own a cake shop, closed down a few years ago, and he started working there when he was like 9 or 10, just folding cake boxes, lol. But they would pay him. Just want to get a little bit of money, so wada I do, please help, thanks.
Well, aside from sounding like a snake, don't know what else you can do. Just get some part-time stuff around your neighborhood, like mow some lawns.
Yeah, I was gonna say, sorry bro, but with that kind of spelling and grammar, you couldn't fill out an application, even if you wanted to. So you're gonna have to go for the low-hanging fruit jobs, the ones that are like mowing the lawn, maybe babysitting if somebody trusts you with their kids. You know.
I know that when I was really young, like 13 to 15, I was working at my neighbor's nursery, like watering plants, pruning plants, preparing stuff for for him to go to the farmer's market with. I mean, it was all under the table stuff, but I'd work there like 3 days out of the week.
Yeah.
So you could do something like that.
Yeah, it's got to be on the down low, because being 11, it is totally illegal to be in a job.
Oh yeah.
You're not supposed to be working officially until.
Yeah.
Is it 16 that you can get a permit? Or workers permit?
I believe so. Yeah, you can really start looking around, but most places won't even.
Or 15. I don't know. Yeah, most places
will not
even hire you until you're 18 for the most part. I think 15 is for permit. Yeah.
Yeah, like when I was trying to find jobs at 17 and stuff, they would not even. They're like, "Are you 18?" You know, because we have liquor in this store and legally we can't do anything.
Yeah, or like it's just so much less of a liability for them to have an 18-year-old. So, good luck. You want to read the next one?
All right, from Lee Wade. Him or her writes in, I'm friends with a B** 2 years younger than me, good or bad. Okay, her mom looks... Okay, let me start over. Okay, her mom overlooks this fact, so if I'm mean to her, there is no excuse. Anyway, we're friends now, and our parents Sarah a bit below neutral. We had to share the same park bench. I avoided her because her parents don't like me much. Was that a good idea, and should I stay as friends because we're okay? She can go over, do here, I don't even, bitchiness, and go along with it because I like her, but if I don't go along, she will like me a bit less. Good or bad idea?
I have no idea what's going on.
I'll give her some credit. She's got consistency on the goods. Like, she's spelling them all exactly the same.
And she uses the double asterisks properly both times.
Uh-huh.
Although she...
So she's...
I have no idea what idea you're talking about.
You know, I think these kids these days, sitting on park benches together, they're so promiscuous. I mean, parents, you know, you gotta be careful. You gotta be very, very careful.
Such a B double asterisk. HCH sitting on the park bench.
Just type out the word bitch, I swear to God.
There's an interesting asterisk later. I can't wait for that one.
Oh, yeah.
You want to do the next one?
Alright, from... question mark. We don't know. What's the main difference between the Native American Indians' culture and the Egyptians? I am making a project about Native American Indians and have to find the main difference between these two. It would be awesome if you'd help me with some information, please. Thank you so much. Well, I can tell you that Native Americans and Egyptians, they're not too different, actually. They're both dark-skinned. They both built the pyramids.
Yeah, Native Americans. Oh, are you talking about like Aztecs or something?
Oh, no, Native Americans. I mean, they sailed over and like just rode over on some camels and helped them Egyptians out, don't you know?
Yeah. You know, you just pointed out the main difference is they're on different continents. Yeah, that's a pretty major difference.
You know, that we could start there. Definitely.
That is a significant difference, I think. And, you know, stuff like language, clothing,
hieroglyphics.
That I think they're in different time periods too, depending. Like, I mean, wait. Native. He never specifically said ancient Egyptians. This could be modern Egyptians and modern Native Americans. You never thought about that, did you?
Well, their culture as well. Well, come on, not aside from the geographical difference of being 2 continents away, their culture. You know, you can't see it right now, but imagine like me doing Kermit the Frog hands over my head right now, just.
And yeah, I would like to point out that they did not, in fact, clarify what time period they're talking about. So current Native Americans are getting like totally screwed over by the U.S. government, as they always have been. Current Egyptians are off being... I don't know what the current Egyptians are. I don't pay attention to world politics enough. I believe
the current Egyptians right now, they're kind of screwed.
I believe they're having some troubles, right?
Oh, yes. Like, aside from the riots they were having like a few months ago.
Yeah, the revolution recently, right? That was it. That was Egypt, wasn't it?
Yeah, and
dumb.
And Gaddafi just got executed, or didn't you hear?
That was Iran, though.
Or sorry, Iran, but still, I mean that's in the Middle East, all of them.
No, Libya, Iran, not Iran, Libya. God, all those Iraqistani, Kazakhistani,
Afghanistan,
Middle Easterns, sand people.
Yeah, speaking of which, Obama told us that they'd be pulling our troops out soon.
Didn't he say that, like, years ago?
Oh, but he's actually going to do it, you know?
Oh, we're getting political, man. God.
Yeah.
I should get to the next question.
Okay, before we get too far into this politic crap.
Yeah. I really like this one, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it is kind of a serious question, but The writes, My GF wants me to triple asterisk inside her. My GF wants me to triple asterisk inside her. She told me that it is okay, as it is 7 days after her period, and that even if it is not in the safe period, she will eat an after morning pill as soon as I triple asterisk inside her. I feel a bit apprehensive. What is going in her mind? Is that she had her ex triple asterisk inside her before and wants this feeling again, or she wants to trap me with a baby? Right from the beginning, she wanted me to have sex with her without a Wait, we're talking about sex? Huh.
Oh.
Okay. Without a condom, and now she wants me to triple asterisk inside her. She said I should trust her, as it will be fine, because it is in the safe breed. She seems very confident every time. I think maybe it is because of past experiences. She did, however, mention that she does not want to have a baby or get married yet, but at the same time tells me things like that I can't imagine how deep her love for me is, and that she wants to be with me forever and wants to have a future with me, be her husband, etc. Which I think she is joking, no? Yeah. You know, that's kind of odd. I've never heard of someone triple asterisking before. That's pretty crazy. Usually one asterisk is kinky enough for most people.
Yeah, so, Jesus Christ, you're going all the way inside of her right there.
Just wait. Pretty soon she's going to ask you to quadruple asterisk. And that's... I don't know if you're going to be able to do that, but you might want to back out now.
BDSM, eat your heart out on that one there.
But seriously, your GF needs to get on Google and discover how bad her sex ed is. Because it's no good. And you should not be enabling her.
Yeah. This is very... It's an unhealthy attitude. I mean, yeah, there is a low risk, but even so...
For now. I mean...
Yeah, for now.
It's going to multiply the longer they keep doing it, so... You should do...
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of which, the next question, if you'd like to read it.
Alright, from Arnie. Pepper, side effects on pregnancy. Oh, this one's formally written. Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
I've missed my periods and it is around 8 days now. I have done a home pregnancy test on Saturday and the result was negative. Yesterday I had eaten something made of more pepper powder. After eating, I have got so much of a pain in the middle part and lower part of my stomach, and it's like I am feeling some nerves are pulling down. Pain is so much that I'm not able to tolerate. I'm drinking buttermilk. Now my question is, will this pepper induce my periods? Suppose if I am pregnant, I will lose my pregnancy now? What are the ill effects of this? Please advise me. No one, even my mom is not able to guide me properly. So you came to the internet.
It sounds like indigestion to me, but I don't know. It could be a self-induced abortion through pepper. I actually don't know if this is like for reals or not, but
I don't know. But I heard that, back in the day they used to feed our soldiers saltpeter to try and reduce their libido. I don't know if that. I guess that's somehow sick. Yeah, it would inhibit your sex drive apparently. So maybe it has something to do with fertility. Who knows? But that's saltpeter. That's like this is like black pepper powder.
So I actually did what she should have done and Googled like pepper effect on pregnancy. And while there is no general consensus on the subject, some homeopaths read superstitious nut jobs consider pepper to be an emmenagogue, which are herbs that stimulate blood flow to the pelvic area and uterus, usually to induce menstruation. So large doses of pepper or black pepper oil should be avoided. So it sounds like it's unscientifically known to induce periods. So I don't know what buttermilk has to do with this, though. What do you do with
I think that's kind of a random thing to say. I'm drinking buttermilk. Oh, by the way,
cool.
Pepper might.
I am drinking water right now. What are you drinking?
I'm not drinking anything. But by the way, I have a pumpkin that's shaped like a head crab zombie. Just to let you know.
Yeah. I have this bottle of painkillers right here because I had a headache recently and stuffy nose. Yeah, it was pretty bad.
I've got
so
the
Dean
DVD
writes.
rack. Yeah. Go ahead.
Dean writes, "Ladies, would you take me back? Ladies. Me and this girl, we'll call her One, dated for just over a year. It was great. Then I became an idiot and left her for another girl who I knew is kind of a slow asterisk T. A lot of asterisks this week. So I haven't talked to one in person since January when we broke up, but I've texted her the odd time, and she even apologized to me. I did DK why she didn't do anything. So I can't stop thinking about one and have stopped hanging out with the other girl and all that. I texted one a few days ago and apologized for everything, and she agreed to talk more. I eventually want to date her again, but she's not even sure about talking to me, and I don't blame her. So, ladies, would you take me back? What would I have to do to get her to take me back? No.
We're no strangers to love. You know the rules. And so do I.
Do I. Not that I'm a lady or anything, but yeah, you suck, and I wouldn't take you back, even if I were a lady.
Yeah, well, my boy, there's only one thing you need to do, and that's, find another lady who doesn't even know what's going on.
Who doesn't know that you're a scumbag. Yeah, sounds good.
Exactly. And if you really have learned your lesson, then this won't happen again, now will it?
Yeah, get smart. So, last question. You want to read this?
I want to read this. Alright. From Wes Olowiski. Am I weird for adoring my girlfriend in this way? I named her vagina Grey Moon. I think of her hairy bundle of joy down there as an animal. I adore it so much and absolutely love petting it with my face, kissing it and having it pressed against my private part when we hug naked. I get overcome with joy when she stands full frontally nude before my eyes with that utterly lovely, adorable little animal she has down there exposed. And I can't express how much I love taking a shower with her, having it pressed against me down there as the water and soap bathes that little animal. Does anyone else think of their girlfriend's vagina as a lovely little animal and named it?
This is like the prototypical Yahoo Answer. This is like something awful worthy. God.
No, you're not weird.
Is this guy like so if this guy has sex with his girlfriend, is he like engaging in bestiality? Is he a zoophile?
I mean, you're choking this poor little creature with your phallic device.
With your private part. What are you doing to it with your private part?
I mean, you could be feeding it a nice juicy carrot, I suppose.
Yeah, carrots for the little animal.
Mm-hmm, just shoving it in and out of that little animal. I mean, it doesn't have any teeth, hopefully, so...
I have nothing else to say. There's really not much you can say about that. It speaks for itself, as so many of these do.
Do you have the answer to his question, though? I mean, do you think your girlfriend's vagina is a lovely little animal, and have you named it?
No, and no.
You know what?
Now that I think about it...
you know what?
Why,
I'm gonna have to ask my girl, you know, if I can name her vagina.
If she's allowed to name yours, then, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that'd be just really fun.
It's like picking out baby names, but way creepier.
Exactly. You know? God. Moving on.
Oh, lordy. I think it is music break time. Every week we play obscure or unlicensed or free music that won't get us sued by the RIAA. And this week we have an interesting little number that has largely gone unnoticed, even by fans of the band in question. Apollyon Sun was a side project of the frontman of Celtic Frost, that being Tom G. Warrior. It was a sort of industrial trip-hop electronic metal project, and they only released one album and a few EPs, and this is one of the last songs they made before disbanding, because Tom went back to reboot Celtic Frost. And this is only available on their ancient website, which is still up in real media format. So, I hope you enjoy the sweet sounds of Mouthful of Lies in 32 kilobytes per second. We'll see you in about 5 minutes.
Aight.
Hello there. Hope you didn't go nowhere, because we didn't.
And actually we may have gained some audience listeners.
What? Live listeners?
Yes.
It can't be. Say it ain't so.
Yes, big shout out there to Chris, Justin, and Sheldon if they're listening in right now, hopefully.
I do not know those people, but thank you for listening, regardless.
Yes. And do write into the show, please.
Yes, please, write into the show.
We're so lonely.
It's so lonely. We're doing this stupid little show by ourselves.
We got some great content. Shut up.
We got great content. We got... if you aren't tired of it now, you will be soon, because I've got Water's TV Roundup Part III. Woo!
Yay! Excuse me while I go drink.
Don't worry, there's only one more part after this, I believe. So, some interesting news. I recently, over the weekend, went to go watch the most recent episode of How to Be a Gentleman, only to discover that the show has been cancelled. Hooray!
Already?
Deny.
Yeah, that's right. So, Thank goodness. Apparently, I looked at the ratings, and the first two episodes had, like, I don't know, 7 million. The third episode went down to 2 million viewers. So...
And this is the one with Tim Allen in it?
No. How to Be a Gentleman is the one with the,
no.
the
That's the British
uptight,
one.
dorky guy, and the asshat, moron guy. Remember?
Yeah, the really bad Odd Couple-ish kind of thing.
Yeah, it was that kind of thing. And basically, they had filmed like 7 episodes, but only aired 3 of them. So there you have it. Last Man Standing, unfortunately, is still around, and it's actually doing pretty well in the ratings. Still incredible borderline homophobia, sexism, stupidity, and all that. The most recent episode had this, oddly enough, a kind of bizarrely accurate and insightful subplot where the mom goes to this Abercrombie and Fitch store that's playing like loud music and have like incredibly small clothes.
So deprived.
And, yeah, because it was like some joke they were playing off her being a grandma and being old now, even though she doesn't really look very old at all. But yeah, she went into like one of the kids' stores to buy the kids' cool clothes that all the kids are wearing.
Mm-hmm.
And runs into her daughter there, actually. And
Well, gasp.
yeah, it was dumb. Still, sort of funny parts, but mostly just kind of offensive. Man Up aired last week, the first episode. And this is a turd among turds. I don't know if... You probably got an exasperated message from me right after I finished the first episode, and where I was like, oh god, it's so bad. Or something like that.
Well, everything's bad because you're a critic.
Yeah, I know.
Nothing can live up to your high standards.
My standards are so very... Especially for television, because I just generally think TV is crap in general. So, there you go. This one is about these 3 dudes, one of which I mentioned earlier was trying really hard to be Zach Galifianakis. And the other dude is like married and has kids, and the other dude is just lonely and pathetic. But basically, 2 out of the 3 had girlfriends who dumped them for obvious reasons, because they are so insecure about their masculinity. Like, they should honestly all be driving Hummers, because like the dad,
up man extensions.
The dad like spends this whole episode thinking about what he's going to get his son for his birthday. Like, what's the manliest gift I can think of to get my son? That's like all he's thinking about the entire time. Is like, should I get him like a violent video game? Should I? And like one of the friends is like, you should get him like a hooker, man, or like a lap dancer.
Take him out hunting. That'll show a little bastard.
Yeah, and he ends up like giving him his knife, because like that's the manliest gift he can think of. And the kid is like, "Ah, cool!" Like cuts himself. But yeah, and then there's also one of the dude's old girlfriends is getting married or something, and he is like so pathetic. He like, this is like one of the most painful to watch scenes in the entire show. In the entire episode was he goes to the wedding and starts playing his acoustic guitar and singing the song that she mentioned that she really liked back when they were in college. And basically, this girlfriend's new groom is like a psychopath and like chases them back to their house and like with like a posse and tries to like beat the shit out of them, basically, like, for like barging in on their wedding.
Wow, so
he's
an
basically
awkward
like,
moment turned psycho.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's bad. It's got all the bad problems of Last Man Standing, and is not as funny either, which is saying something. So, that is TV Roundup Part 3. You notice these are getting shorter because I'm just not caring anymore. I watched the most recent episode of Suburgatory, and that was forgettable for the most part. I think it was about the dad is he's like taking over the PTA or something, and he discovers that it's not all fun and games. It's lots of work or something like that. And
Dun, dun, dun.
and there was like a robbery in the town where someone stole this crazy lady's dolls, and so like this family these two characters like come to stay with the girl and the dad, and wacky hijinks ensue because they don't like each other, or at least the girls don't like each other. So yeah, that show is, I'm still watching it, so that says something about it, I guess.
You're torturing yourself, my friend.
I don't know. It's largely moved away from. I mean, if you compare the first episode to the most recent episode, they're very different. Like, it's become much more generic at this point, I think. I don't know. Hard to say. I think it's time for My Immortal.
Yes!
Don't you?
I freaking loved this part.
We got two nice, short little chapters, and they're getting good.
Oh boy.
So, do you want me to do author's note for this one?
I kind of want to read the next one, but...
So, yeah. Oh, okay. You do the author's note for this one, and I'll read chapter 13. Oh, wait. Recap.
Yep, recap.
Oh, God, what has happened? Snap and Lupin were, like, videotaping and masticating Ebony, and she's, like, Draco, like, split his wrists and died, but apparently he's still alive. I don't know.
Because he's a vampire, and vampires don't die. Unless they eat a steak, or, I'm sorry, they have a steak. I don't know. Yummy steaks.
Alright, go ahead and read the author's note.
Okay, author's note. Author's note. Raven, thanks for gelping me again. I'm sorry, but I took our post of Gerard, but that guy is such a fucking sex bomb. Preps, stop flaming.
You mean stop flamming?
Flibchlim.
Vampire and I ran up the stairs looking for Dumbledore. We were so scared. Dumbledore, we both yelled. Dumbledore came there. What is it that you want now, you despicable snobs? He asked angrily. Voldemort has Draco, we shouted at the same time. He laughed in an evil voice. No, don't, we need to save Draco, we begged. No, he said meanly. I don't give a darn what Voldemort does to Draco. Not after how much he misbehaved in school, especially with you, Ebony, he said, while he frowned, looking at me. Besides, I never liked him that much anyway. Then he walked away. Vampire started crying. My Draco, he moaned. Author's note.
Oh, yes, author's note. If you thick gay guys are like so hot. Who knows?
It's okay, I tried to tell him, but that didn't stop him. He started to cry tears of blood. Then he had a brainstorm. I had an idea, he exclaimed. What? I asked him. You'll see, he said. He took out his wand and did a spell. Then, suddenly we were in Voldemort's lair. We ran in with our wands out, just as we heard a croon voice say, Allah Kedavra. It was... ... Voldemort. So thrilling.
Yes, so thrilling. They're now in Voldemort's lair. What's going to happen next?
You know, if only this was the actual Harry Potter, like, they could have just teleported to Voldemort's lair and, like, killed him while he was still in his little, like, babby form.
I know, right? Babby.
Babby form.
Alright.
You know, like,
author's
did
note.
a spell, and then, here's all the Horcruxes, and then, yeah.
Just instantaneously. Oh, look, the Philosopher's Stone. Oh.
Okay. Author's note. Off, preps, okay? Raven, thanks for helping again. I'm sorry I couldn't update, but I was derp arrest, and I had to go to the hospital cause I slit my wrists. P.S. I'm not updating until you give me 10 God revoirs. Warning, some of this chapter is extremely scray. Vour excretion and visit.
We ran to where Voldemort was. It turned out Voldemort wasn't there. Instead, the fat guy who killed Cedric was. Draco was there crying tears of blood. Snaketail was torturing him. Vampire and I ran out in front of Snaketail. "Rid my sight, you despicable prips," he shouted as we started shooting him with the gun. Then he suddenly looked at me and he fell down with a lovey-dovey look in his eyes. "Period," he said.
In this, he is 16 years old, so he's not a pedophile, okay?
"Huh?" I asked. "Ennaby, I love you. Will you have sex with me?" asked Snaketail. I started laughing crudely. "What the F? You torture my BF, then you expect me to F you? God, you are so effed up, you effing bastard," I said angrily. Then I stabbed him in the heart. Blood poured out of it like a fountain. "No!" he screamed. He started screaming and running around. Then he fell down and died. I burst into tears sadly. "Snaketail, what art thou doing?" called Voldemort. Then he started coming. We could hear his high heels clacking to us. We got on our broomsticks and we flew to Hogwarts. We went to my room. Vampire went away. Then I started crying. "What's wrong, honey?" asked Draco, taking off his clothes so we could screw. He had a sex pack. Get it? Because he's so sexy.
So sexy.
Yeah. And had a really huge you-know-what and everything. "It's so unfair," I yielded. "Why can't I just be ugly or plain like all the other girls in preps here except for Bloody Mary, because she's not ugly or anything?" "Why would you want to be ugly? I don't like the preps anyway. They're such effing sluts," answered Draco. "Yeah, but everyone is in love with me. Like Snape and Lupin took a video of me naked. Hagrid says he's in love with me. Vampire likes me, and now even Snaketail is in love with me. I just want to be with you, okay, Draco? Why couldn't Satan have made me less beautiful?" I shouted angrily.
And don't worry, Ennaby isn't a snob or anything, but a lot of people have told her she's pretty.
"I'm too good at too many things. Why can't I just be normal? It's an effing curse," I shouted, then I ran away.
Oh, poor Mary Sue. Ebony. Oh no.
Hey,
She's
F off, you
too
effing
beautiful.
prep. Don't call her Mary Sue, okay?
Don't call her Mary Sue. She's not a Mary Sue. She has problems because everybody likes her. It's a problem.
You know, I think the reason why she's typing steadily worse and worse is because she slit her wrist because she was so depressed.
She slit her wrists. That might be why the spelling is getting worse, because, just bandages, it's hard to type,
Naturally,
Yeah.
naturally.
That's probably the reason. But who's the Snaketail guy? Is he stand-in for some other character from Harry Potter that I don't know?
Who freaking knows?
It couldn't be
Voldemort.
Wormtail, because a worm is completely different from a snake. So I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. And also, I wonder what is he said period to Ebony, right?
Yeah, just that.
Just, huh? Yes. Wait, so
That's
the
it.
period, did he go up and say period, or did he go up and say
Dot.
nothing? Or did he say dot?
Who knows? That's all it says. I swear to God, it's quotation mark dot quotation mark. Yeah, that's right.
I don't know.
I said it.
There's a lot of mysteries in this chapter, and I'm sure you could do a lot of in-depth analysis and figuring out all the implications of these lines. It's like poetry, so deep.
I know. But we don't have time for that, do we?
No. We've got a new segment that I thought up and subsequently read ruined. So.
Shut up.
So I had this idea when I was listening to. I think I don't know. I was way late for some reason, or this is kind of a spin-off of another idea I have for a later show. But I was watching this. Somehow got around to watching a music video for this new metal album, which has been largely reviled, and this band is largely reviled. And I was like, so what would happen if we took these albums and gave them to somebody, aka each other, and stripped out all the information, so you don't know who the artist is, what year it is from, anything like that, and they don't really recognize the artist, and you just have them listen to it with no preconceptions. They don't know what their genre tag is, how popular or unpopular they are, that kind of thing, and see if the conclusions people come to would be different. So what I did was I packed up this album and I sent it to my friend Red here, and he started listening to it, and we were actually chatting while listening to it. And then at around, like, you didn't even finish the album yet, and you went and Googled the lyrics and discovered who the band was.
Well, actually, okay, to be fair, I was listening to it, and about halfway through the album, I finally decided, because I thought it was another band, actually, so I Googled that band, and I was looking around. You know, at first, I thought it was, like, some spin-off of Halloween.
Really? That's interesting.
And I thought,
that says a lot about it, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. See, that kind of helps my unbiased review right there, because I thought, oh my god, this sounds like Halloween. But then I went and Googled it, and can I say what it was?
I'll play a little clip from it, and yeah, we can say what it was.
Yeah. Alright, if you can recognize it, go for it.
Alright, we don't gonna get sued, so I won't play too much. But that was, like, pre-chorus and chorus of their, like, single, which I have to say is still, like, the catchiest damn song on the entire album. I can't get it out of my head. Oh my god. But yeah, the band is In Flames. And that is their most recent album. What's it called? Soundtrack to a Dream
or something.
No, Sounds of a Playground Fading. And actually, apparently, I don't know if you know this, but the title track was based off of Children of Men, if you've seen that movie.
No, I have not.
Well, you should, because it's an excellent movie. But the lyrics are, like, tangentially related to it. It's about how in the future people are unable to reproduce, and, like, just all of a sudden people stop getting pregnant. And so obviously, like, all of these, like, childcare places close down, and you see, like, in the movie there's, like, a preschool or something, and there's, like, it's this eerie, like, rusted playground and stuff, because there's no kids left. So that's kind of where the idea comes from. But this band is famously known for being an old-school Gothenburg melodic death metal band back in the 90s. And then around 2002, they switched their style up to what I guess you would now hear.
Following in the glorious shoes of Metallica.
Yes. Yes. So what did you think of this album?
Well, in the first track, I was like, ooh, some lovely little intro acoustic, and I was like, ooh, this is I can dig this, and then suddenly, poppy metal bursts into the fray, and I'm like, oh god, it's like I'm listening to 98 Rock if 98 Rock was playing actually decided to play something outside their itinerary.
Like, we're gonna play something real hardcore for you guys. Yeah.
Exactly. And I was like, oh wow. And the first impression I got was, oh my god, this is... I know the vocalist. The vocalist sounded so familiar. Is this like Halloween's earlier stuff, or maybe somebody broke off from Halloween and was drumming for this? But cheating a little bit, I kind of Googled Halloween and their entire discography, but I couldn't find anything for this. So I was like, okay, well, I'll just keep listening then. And then later, it sounded like Machina Supremacy without all the cool techno. Cool.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, when I was listening through, it was like, especially that 9th track, which I told you to listen to, and then I was like, yeah, doesn't that sound exactly like Machina Supremacy? So I think the general conclusion we both came to was, this is basically a power metal album.
Pretty much, yeah.
But with kind of like screamy, whiny, growly vocals on top, for the most part.
Yeah, a little bit, maybe kind of want to be disturbed. Little vocals like I will go ahead and help you, kind of a thing. Like, you can understand it, but it's kind of pretentious at the same time.
Yeah. But I think the point we came to is that if you don't know that this band is supposed to, or pretending to be death metal, which is generally what melodic death metal bands do, is like, they're not really playing death metal, but they pretend to be death metal, and a lot of their fans call them death metal. I think if you went into this, if I gave this album to you and said, this is a death metal album, you'd be like, well, this is a crappy death metal album. Because it's like...
It doesn't sound anything like death metal, not even mellow
yeah.
death.
Yeah, I know. So I think, honestly, when I listened through it, I actually was able to pretty unbiasedly judge it. And, I mean, it is very poppy and forgettable, and it's just a lot of, like, repetitive, catchy hooks and song structures, but it's not as bad as most critics are calling it. Like, if you go on Metal Archives and read the reviews, it's I think it's like an average of like 50% reviews or something like that. And honestly, I wouldn't listen to it more than like once or twice, which I did, but it was fine. Like, people shouldn't complain so much. I mean, as far as pop metal goes, it's leagues above like most metalcore and stuff that is really popular nowadays, like Hot Topic type stuff, you know? Yeah.
So, what about the album I sent you, Foo?
You sent me a very different sort of album.
Very, very different.
And I'm gonna try to give my impression, since I didn't cheat, because I'm not a cheating bastard.
Do you know what it is, or like right now?
No,
or?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
You can tell me later. I never bothered to look it up before the show, but I'm gonna play a little clip from it. Although this album is very diverse, so I can't really find a representative clip.
I think track 3 is the best one, but go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty, so basically, what are my thoughts on this?
Yes, do tell.
When I listened to the first track, I was like, okay, what is this nonsense that he gave me? I kind of felt like it was. I like to do genre pigeonholing myself. So throughout the album, I was trying to like pinpoint what this would be. And I came up with, it's kind of got IDM flavors, which is a stupid term, but it's kind of minimalist, breakbeat sort of, some, what is that term? If you know the Flashbulb, you remember that Flashbulb song?
Yeah, very staticky, almost electro-pop with a sort of...
Well, no. You just use electropop in a horrendously bad sense, because electropop means like Depeche Mode. So.
Oh, yeah, true.
It's got a kind of glitchy ambient sense about it throughout the entire album. I think it's definitely very ambient focused, although it has lots of melodies and rhythms and stuff. The vocals, which I think is how my girlfriend actually looked it up, and I didn't. I think it's like track 2 and track 6 or something. Didn't really care for them. I can't give you an example right now, but I've heard that kind of voice before, and it kind of grates on me, and I didn't think it fit very well with the music. And so those are like kind of my least favorite tracks, are the ones with vocals. I think it worked very well when it was just trying to be like very kind of laid back and ambient, but still have very interesting things going on. Like that clip I had was probably like a prime example of what this album excelled at. It was, though, I have to admit, much like the other album that I gave you, I wouldn't listen to it many more times. I listened to it like twice through about, and I don't know, maybe if I knew who they were and I was like trying to get into them, like if I found them myself, I would listen to them more. But as completely unbiased opinion, it's just not that interesting to me. Like, in the long run, it's kind of it's that type of album that I hear a lot, which is like, it sounds great the first time, then after that, it's just like, I don't really care to listen to it again. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, can you tell me who it was and what you think of them and how famous, whatever?
Well, what you were listening to was Triphonic's debut album back in 2008, and yes, Triphonic. That's the name of them, and they're produced and recorded by themselves. They're almost completely independent. Well, yeah, actually, they are completely independent. They're self-released. They're BMI Publishing, and you pretty much hit it on the head. It's very ambient, like. If it, like to quote off of the Bandcamp summary, it says the concept of emergence is applicable in many ways as to how we make our music. Typically start with a single sound and maybe a guitar amp setting, bass note, and then just sort of layer upon layer of it. And that's what they did the best. And I have to agree with you, the vocals, you know what? If you took the vocals out of the songs that the vocals are in, they would sound better, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, which is unfortunate.
Especially Lies, because it sounds like they drop a really, really long necklace chain, and they layer that over and over again, like if you're listening to stereo, in different parts of your field of hearing.
I remember hearing something like that throughout there. There's lots of like kind of experimental, weird noises throughout here. Like not so much like old school industrial type sampling, but like almost musical samples they throw in there, kind of,
Mm-hmm.
or samples that are used musically, and I think it sounds pretty cool, honestly. But again, not something I would really listen to like on my own. So
yeah, I knew you'd kind of like some of it, but then I knew you'd probably definitely have something to gripe about the lyrical content. Just because you're a cynical bastard, and I know you love. I mean, the
lyrics. I usually don't pay attention to lyrics, but the vocals are in such a way that they draw attention to themselves, and yeah, I don't remember the lyrics, but they weren't very interesting to me.
Yeah, they're pretty general.
Just like, kind of lazy dance lyrics, basically.
Pretty much, yeah. It's really, really lazy. It doesn't really show much of a message. It's more of just a uncut idea that they're just throwing out there.
All right. So yeah, that's our new segment. Don't know how much we're gonna do this in the future. It really depends on whether Red can stop cheating or not.
I'll try. I'm sorry. It just, God damn it, the vocalist. It sounded so familiar. I just couldn't help myself.
And if in fact you were completely wrong, but
I know I was. So shut up.
Anyways, we have gone, actually, quite over time. And so I think we are going to close out this show. And that's our show. Thank you for tuning in. As a reminder, our site is redwatershow.podomatic.com, and our email is redwater.show@gmail.com. You can send in ideas email us. Ideas, feedback, whatever. If there's something you'd like to hear on the show, send it in. We'll consider it. And I mean, you'll have top priority because there's not many other things to consider right now. And we'll see you again.
Anything else?
Not off the top of my head.
No time. No time for our little the news story. No.
Oh, I didn't even look at that very much, so I don't know. I believe. Oh wait, next Monday is Halloween.
Halloween.
So we might not.
Are we gonna do anything?
Not be doing a show then. It depends what my girlfriend's plans are because that's her birthday. So possibly a show. Yeah, possibly a show next Monday. Maybe we'll shove it to the Friday after that.
All right. Happy birthday to your girl, by the way. So.
Sure.
If she listens, which I doubt, but.
No, I don't let her.
I know my girlfriend got a hold of our pod shows, and I'm like, no! What did you do?
So embarrassing. Oh, so embarrassing. Oh.
Especially if she listens to this one about the bush naming thing.
Yeah,
She's gonna be
definitely
like,
play
honey,
that.
what are you doing? I'm
So,
scared
we'll see you
now.
again. We'll see you again either next Monday or the Friday after that. I will put it up on the events page or something. Not that
In the
we
meantime,
have that many followers. In the meantime,
yes, have a
enjoy
scary
yourselves.
Halloween.
Yep. Happy Halloween. And I think I should play. What should I play this out with? Oh yeah, definitely the. No, I played the Celtic Frost back mass last time.
No, play the play that the thing that had the ding ding a dong thing on it. God damn it.
Oh, okay, definitely. All right, it'll take me a while to cue that up. You say something.
Well, I'll say that I also post crap on FaceSpace, so likely any listeners that we have are my buddies and friends, or our buddies and friends, so big ol' another shout out to all y'alls. What's up?
Shout out to everybody who listens.
Yeah,
All right.
everybody.
It's time to ding-a-long ding my ding-a-long dang dong.
Right on.
Afternoon, everybody.
Soon I discovered that this rock thing was true. Jerry Lee Lewis was the devil. Jesus was an architect previous to his career as a prophet. All of a sudden, I found myself in love with the world. So there was only one thing that I could do, was ding-a-ding-dang my dang-along-ling-long.